Setting up Desmos in order to do a correlation analysis. We're going to do a little linear regression, as they say, and we are going to try and decide if there's a relationship between two ideas that we're analyzing. In this case, it's handgun ownership and the homicide rate. And we have some actual current data of 14 different countries out there and how many people own a gun in that country and how many people kill other people in that country. So first thing we need to do is graph a scatter plot and the line of best fit. So I'm going to need to go take the table of data to Desmos and we're going to type it in. So when I have my Desmos screen open, it's going to look like this. You are going to go over to this nice little plus sign and you are going to add a table. And now you have a nice spot so you can go put all of the handgun data in your X column and the homicide rate in the Y column. To go over and start typing it in. When you're done typing the whole table, it should automatically graph the scatter plot. Sometimes it's useful to come over and zoom out a little bit because as you notice, there was a data point hiding over to the side. So you can see everything in that picture. So that's the scatter plot, but now we need the line of best fit. In your PowerPoint, I gave you the nice little equation that you need to put in. Y1 squiggle mx1 plus b. And that little squiggle is found right above the tab. So you have to hold shift and hit that button above tab to get the squiggle. So when I come back over here, we're going to go down to the second line and type in y1 squiggle mx1 plus b. And it automatically then gives you the line of best fit and also the data you need to get your equation. So now we need to actually take a nice picture of this, making sure that you can see all of the data. For you guys, on any Chromebook out there, you guys need to hold down Control and Shift with 2 fingers. And then with your other hand, you need to tap the button above the 6. And you guys should be able to get a nice little box. After you hold Control Shift and that button above the 6, you should be able to draw a box around your scatter plot. Make sure it includes a little bit of each X and Y axis and all of the dots on the scatter plot. And then when you let go, you need to go down here and hit copy to clipboard. And when you go back over, if you guys hit Control V, it'll automatically drop in your picture. And now you have a nice scatter plot, a picture of your scatter plot with a line of best fit. That's the first thing that we have to be able to do is create your scatter plot with the line. Now, in order to do this actually, the next slide, we need to go get what is the equation. Y equals what? Okay. Now Desmos automatically gave you everything you need for your equation. If we go back down to this little part here, okay, you're gonna notice it gave you an M and a B, so we can use that. M is always with X, that's your slope, and I'm only gonna use the first 2 decimal points, 0.21. So over here, Y equals 0.21X, and then B is always your number at the end, so that'll be 1.04 because that number is above 5, so we'll round up to 1.04. That's positive, so we'll add 1.04. And now you have the equation for that line that you see up in your graph. Now I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. I'm going to hit Control C to copy, and I'm going to go to the next slide of my presentation because we're going to put that same equation at the top with Control V. Okay? Oops. Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and now we're ready to write a nice sentence. If you want, you can just do one sentence for both the slope and y-intercept. You don't have to do one for both, because I know in class, we've been writing one good sentence. So now we need to interpret what in the world all this means. So, in order to start every interpretation sentence, we need to understand what is the y variable. What did we put over here in our Desmos? When we made our X and Y table, what was in the Y column? If we come back over here, we'll remember, oh yeah, we put the homicide rate in for Y. So if homicide rate was for Y, then your sentence has to start with the homicide rate. Your sentence always starts with your Y variable, and we put these numbers in the Y column, so automatically the homicide rate is your Y variable. And now you need to tell me how does the homicide rate start and how does it change? So the homicide rate starts at the y-intercept, which is always your number without the variable. So 1.04%, and increases by our slope, 0.21. Each time your x goes up. And remember, what did we put in for the x data in Desmos? We put the handgun ownership. So the homicide rate starts at 1.04 and increases by 0.21 each time gun ownership goes up. Now, this sentence already explained and interpreted both the slope and y-intercept. So I'm just gonna skip this box because my sentence already talked about both numbers. If you would like, you can do one sentence for the slope and then another sentence for the y-intercept, or you can just do one sentence and talk about both and leave this box blank. And then we'll talk about a little more correlation later this week.